Here we go. Spoiler alert, audience. Hi, everybody. Gotta fix the time. Hello. We're matching, kind of. Hi, everybody. Let's get started. Right there. There's Thursday, everybody. Welcome to the show. Here we go. Minnetonka. St. Louis Park. Woo! Falcon Heights. Roseville. Hello. White Bear Lake. The WVL. Good morning. Hi, everybody. What? What are you laughing at? Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Have a seat. Have a seat. You're laughing. She's already laughing at me. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my good friend, Miss Kendall over
Hi.
there. Hello, Kendall.
I don't know why that cracks me up so hard when you say hello to all the different cities. Hello, St. Louis Park. Hello, Red Wing.
Well,
Hello, St. Paul.
I want everybody to feel welcome, no matter where they live.
I
Hello.
love it.
Hello to the different cities. And now, since I've started this, what's going to happen? People are going to start writing. It's going to be an opportunity for someone to get mad. I'm going to forget somebody's town eventually, or...
I've been told many times I forget different cities in my traffic reports. And I'm like,
Oh.
well, be happy I'm not talking about your town.
Yeah, because for people who don't know, Kendall is also hashtag Traffic Tina. She does traffic for the Fox 9 Morning News as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would imagine you get... Is that a new outfit?
No.
Oh, it's a
hand-me-down.
Squirrel. No, it looks great.
Thanks.
Again, the puffy sleeves, that's the thing.
Yeah, I love it. I stole it from my friend Jenny. I didn't steal it, she gave it to me.
Okay.
But she's got all the fancy clothes. And she's like, do you just want this? Like,
yeah, I'll take you. We all need a friend like Jenny, yeah. We got an email, speaking of emails, executive producer Jeff just told me. So I pointed out, this is one of my new mugs that I got when I was at Disney World. And it's my new, thank you, audience. It's a little Rise of Skywalker mug. Well, this proves once and for all, people watching, hi, you all notice absolutely everything. Because, Jeff, how many emails did we get? 2? We got 2 emails. And the emails were like, please tell Jason to take the price tag off the bottom of the mug. So because...
Phil noticed.
Oh, one of them was from Phil? Oh, okay. That's unpaid researcher Phil Jones right there. But anyway, yeah. So when I would go like this, you would see it on the bottom, and it offended people. So I'm here to tell you, Jeff took care of it immediately. He came in here and he ripped off. I don't want to bother people.
Hey.
What?
Hey, speaking of price tag stickers, I just found this out and it's amazing. You know how it's really hard to take the stickers off sometimes?
Because of the goo on the back of it.
Yeah, if you use fabrics, like a fabric cleaner, like an OxyClean spray-on thing, and you spray it on the sticker, let it sit for a couple minutes, then you just comes right off.
Oh, really?
I'm telling you, it has changed my life. So
Hashtag life hack. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I always heard too, you put a blow dryer, you reactivate the goo, and you blow dry, and it takes it off.
That probably works.
I'm just, executive producer Jeff just goes, just rip it off. Yeah, but it has the goo residue.
It's hard sometimes.
It's very difficult. Now, what else is difficult is this. We're getting ready to do the hot dish. Now, you guys know what the first story is going to be, and I'm just going to warn you. I'm just going to warn you. I have spent 3 hours of my morning arguing about this on the radio show, and I'm telling you, in 11 years of doing that show, today was one of my favorite episodes ever because I laughed so hard because I was firmly on one side of this first story, and Stephanie Hansen, filling in for Alexis, and Dawn McClain were firmly on the other. And we fought like a Jerry Springer episode, yeah. So.
No bipartisanship there.
Here we go. I'm ready to go. Let's get to the hot dish, everybody. Here we go.
Dun-da-da.
Drama in the British royal family as Harry and Meghan announced plans to step back from their duties as senior members of the family. Instead, the pair will split their time between the UK and North America. Now, in their statement, they said they have chosen to carve out a progressive new role within the royal family. As a result, they said they will work to become financially independent and no longer receive taxpayer funding. According to the BBC, neither the Queen, which I find unbelievable, nor Prince William were consulted before the couple made the decision. Now, in their statement, in their very tart statement, the royal family said, discussions are at an early phase and the issues are complicated and will take time to work through. Yeah. The British tabloids are having a field day with the news. One of the Daily Mail headlines references the Duchess of Cambridge's birthday today. Kate's birthday overshadowed by royal crisis. Oh my goodness, how dare they? Prince Harry defied Queen's orders and left Charles and William incandescent with rage, giving them 10 minutes notice. The Sun says, crappy birthday. Stony-faced Kate's 38th birthday ruined by Harry and Meghan quitting the royals. It's a couple of our favorites there.
That was a nice accent.
Okay. Here's where let me say this. I barely care about the royals. If you watch this show, you guys know this. I barely talk about them. I do know why I'm so passionate about this particular thing, and I'll tell you why in 2 seconds. But I normally don't care. I care about this because here's where I lie. I am firmly on team Harry and Meghan. I'm firmly on the side because we could do an after-school special on this. But the first thing is, I have empathy and sympathy for both of these individuals. First, let's start with Meghan. It is well known, and I just read my friend Katie Vernon, singer. She's British. She was in the UK during Harry and Meghan's wedding. She said the hate and the hatred for Meghan is palpable in the UK, not just with the press. And she said it's sad. So you already have that going against you. People don't like Meghan in the UK, and the pressure of being in that position, you can say, well, she knew what she was getting into. Do you ever really know what it's like getting into that firestorm? I feel for her. Plus, she is just a new mom, and she is probably wanting to be protective. Now, let's move to Harry. This is why I'm firmly on his side. Harry is approaching the age that his mother was when she lost her life due to the insanity that is the British tabloids. And if I was Harry and I lived through my mother's death, through the tornado that is, I would do everything and anything in my power to protect not only my wife from going down the same fate, but I would protect my child. Royal protocol or whatever. You know what I mean? Hooey-pooey on royal protocol. And to people, and I know there are a lot of you that are going, well, it's the monarchy. There's tradition. There's protocol. Hooey-pooey on that. Because throughout, no. Because here's where it's a little hypocritical. The royals have evolved on various aspects of life. Divorce is one of them. They've evolved on various things. Why can't they evolve on this? It's not like they're doing something radical. And as someone said this morning that they're crapping on the royal, the tradition of the family. You're telling me that Prince Andrew's scandal didn't crap on the prestige of the royal family, or Fergie's dalliances didn't crap on the royal family? This is nothing new. All these people are trying to do is say, hey, this doesn't work for me anymore, and I want to protect my family. I don't find anything wrong with that.
Okay, we talked about this ahead of time. It's hard to play devil's advocate because I agree with you. I'm curious, for any of us who didn't listen to the show this morning, what the alternative idea is. Just like, what did Dawn say? Was she like, hey, this is... Dawn,
my girl Dawn, is steeped in royal history. Mm-hmm. She believes that there are some traditions that should stay because the monarchy has existed for generations and there's protocol and it's rude. They should have told the Queen. They shouldn't have done that to Kate. They're very concerned about their tradition, and I get that and I agree. But I got to tell you, I feel for Meghan. If you look at some of those, and we haven't even talked about this. If you look at some of those headlines, not those that we chose, but don't fool me. you look at some of those headlines, there is dog whistle racism written into some of those stories as well. The hatred spewing toward Meghan is vile and disgusting. And I refuse to be a part of that. I don't think she's done anything wrong. You know what I mean?
No.
She's a mom. She's trying to protect her kid, and Harry's just trying to protect his wife. I find that admirable. I really do.
I do too. I think what I like, I do love the royals. So I'm like a big follower of all of these things. And it wasn't super shocking to me. If you've watched some of the documentary pieces that they've done, they're like, she's miserable.
Well, and he's not in line.
He's not happy either.
Well, and as far as tradition, he's not in line for the throne.
No.
Phil has a better chance of being king. You know what I mean?
Right.
It would be different if it was William. It would be.
Right.
I would get the argument more if it was William. Harry has zero chance of becoming king. Plus, the taxpayers, the public in the UK are already resentful for how many royals are on the payroll. Shouldn't you give these two credit for trying to be independently wealthy?
Right.
If that's your beef, I don't know. I am exhausted, people. I am exhausted.
I think the big thing which is cool is that this is when, like you mentioned, his mother passed away. She also was able to do most of her memorable charity work after she wasn't really a royal anymore. And I think that that's what they want to do too.
I hope they do too. I hope they do that. Lots more to come, everybody. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Coming up, it's good to be Brad Pitt these days. Well, hasn't it always been? Well, anyway, Dax Holt has the dish on why Mr. Joe Black is smiling big these days. Then, is 2020 the year for you to find love? Well, if it is, how do you do it in this world of apps and swiping left and right? Matchmaker April Davis is back with 5 ways to attract love. And do you have a story to tell? Our friend Alisha Perkins wants to hear from you. She launches an exciting new project. Hear all about it when we come back.
Oh, wait, I got another resolution for this year.
Yeah.
For
Two
this
for
year.
this year.
I got 2 for this year. The first one is stop waving at the waiters to get their attention, okay? Don't wave like this. You know, it's like my father. Hey, come here. Enough of that, you know.
How do you get their attention?
I'm going to start nodding. I think it's better. You know,
That looks exhausting. That looks exhausting.
why, are you okay with waving?
Yes.
I don't think they like it.
They don't really?
I don't think
Were
they
you
like
ever
it.
a waiter?
In camp.
You went to a camp that had waiters? What kind of camp is this that had waiters?
A camper
Was there a
waiter, moron! A camper waiter! You never heard of a camper waiter?
No.
Are you serious?
No.
You paid to wait tables.
Welcome back, everybody. The great Larry David on Colbert last night. Curb Your Enthusiasm returns January 19th on HBO. As a former server, people don't, and then when people used to snap at me, I don't like that. And you know what I discovered too, in my recent trip? I don't like when guys call me boss, or a bro or boss. I had this guy, it was one of the Philly fan. Thank you guys. I had the Philly fan. He goes, yo, boss. Don't call me boss. I don't like that. It's I'm not a bro, I don't like that. Yo, boss. No. The audience is like, what? Anyway, next on the dish. Next in the dish. Last year, the Oscars tested something new. They went hostless. Apparently, they liked it enough to do it again. The 2019 Oscars brought in nearly 30 million viewers, which was a 12% increase from the previous years when it was hosted by Kimmel. ABC executives said they are going to stick with the same formula as best they can for this year's event. And that means no host. They will instead, according to them, they're going to bring in big musical numbers, big comedy, and big star power, just like they did last year. Okay, all of that stuff equals as much time as a host takes up.
Right.
I don't get, you know what I mean? If the argument...
I get it. I think like musical numbers and that kind of entertainment is much more entertaining than a host speaking personally. on a show like the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I think that I remember it was years ago. They did a big, cool, different thing for the Costume of the Year awards,
Yeah.
and they had all the costumes displayed out from the 5 nominees, and they always do the singing for the nominees for that. And I think it's kind of interesting to watch as a viewer.
I like a little bit of both. I still think that is a massive ship. That is a massive cruise liner. And you still need somebody to keep that ship going. And you need someone, you know what I mean? You need someone to keep you need a host function. If the show starts to waver or the energy is coming down, a host can come in and jazz it up. And I get the visual of one of those Hot Wheels cars where you just and it goes again. That's the thank you audience. Yeah, I that's what a host is supposed to do, and I think you miss that when you don't have one. Next in the dish. Speaking of ABC, they made more news. They made a lot of news yesterday. They have picked up a reboot of a classic game show. Which one? Look.
Remember this, folks. She has a big lead in time. Let's see what her shopping strategy is going to be. Aha, detergent. She knows just how valuable these new boxes of Ultra Tide are. They sell for big bucks. And if she gets her limit of 5, she'll really build up her store. Every audience loves a smart shopper. And Sherry's not about to disappoint him. She's loading in big packages of Pampers. Would she get all 5?
That's right. That's Supermarket Sweep, everybody. And by the way, that's actually Aaron Schwab in 1987 right there. That's her hair, yeah. Supermarket Sweep is coming to ABC. The network ordered 10 episodes with production set to begin in the spring. This, it is a cult favorite now. It's going to be hosted by SNL's Leslie Jones, which I got to tell you, that is such a good choice. She is going to, I love the show. I love the choice of her. It's going to be perfect. Did you ever watch Supermarket Sweep? No, I know. You're a little young for it, but.
No, I know that people love it, though.
Yeah.
You dressed as it for Halloween.
Yeah, Shane and I did it,
Yeah.
and we played as contestants. We dressed up as contestants on Supermarket because you had to wear matching sweatshirts, and then the uniform of the turtleneck underneath the sweatshirt,
Sounds
and then
lovely.
giant hair.
Sounds really attractive.
We were very ugly that day. Yeah. Our hot dish. Well, Shane looked good. Yeah. Our hot dish continues with our Insider to the Stars audience. Joining us live from his extra bedroom, it's Dax Holt from Hollywood Pipeline.
Hello, Happy New Year, everyone.
Dax, I got to tell you, I now know how you feel when you're on our show because I joined our show here when I was live in Disney World last week. So I now know what it feels like to be Dax Holt.
The question, were you wearing pants?
Yeah. That's a private question, Dax. Yes. First up, okay, I love this story. Brad Pitt feeling the love. Why? I thought we always loved Brad.
Oh my God, Brad Pitt is everywhere these days, so obviously he just took home the Golden Globe for his role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and he was in New York, and here's the thing that I don't understand. Listen, I'm in this industry, I follow all these stars, but how do people know where they're going to be at all times?
Yeah.
Brad Pitt shows up to the Greenwich Hotel, and there are just tons of people standing outside waiting for him to get out of his car. I'm like, how did you know that he was going to arrive there? It baffles my mind. But he gets out. People go nuts. Everyone's taking photos, wants to shake his hand. And I think it's probably just because Brad Pitt was out of the spotlight for quite some time, dealing with a lot of family issues, kind of very reclusive, staying inside of his house. He kind of opened up about that in a couple different interviews about how he was just in a bad place and didn't want to go out. And so now that he's back out, everyone is so excited to see him. And I think he's really enjoying being out. A lot of smiles on his faces. I think he's back.
And, Dax, you said it. You follow this business. You have for years. Also, don't you think there's a little bit of magic with Brad that, Denzel and Tom Hanks and Julia have and Tom Cruise? He is a movie star. Don't you think that contributes to a little bit of this, too?
Absolutely. There's very few people that are more famous than Brad Pitt in this world. So, I think he's got that allure to him, and everyone's just kind of attracted. It's like the moth into the light.
Yeah. Next up, this guy isn't quite as big of a star, but in a different way. The Situation is revealing who actually inspired his character, which we just kind of thought he was playing himself. But anyway, his character on the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, so this was fascinating. We actually had the Situation sit down with us on the Hollywood Pipeline podcast, and we started talking to him. You know, his life is now completely changed. He is sober. He is married. He is out of prison. And, we started talking about his early days on Jersey Shore, and my co-host Adam just said, so when you went onto this show, did you plan out your personality, your persona on the show? And he goes, wow, no one's ever asked me that. But yeah, I modeled my whole thing, my TV persona, after The Rock. He said I was a huge wrestling fan. I like the over-the-top personalities, the talking in third person, coming up with these catchphrases. He said, so that's really what the Situation was based on, was The Rock. And I thought that was so fascinating. And apparently so did a lot of other people, because it actually made the front page of TMZ the other day, because everyone's finding this information that they never uncovered really cool.
I thought it was just him. I thought it was his true essence. Okay, everybody come back to the TV. Dax has pictures of Keanu Reeves naked.
I wouldn't go fully naked, but Keanu Reeves was out hanging out on the beach in Malibu, and he's out there, and the towel drops down, and everything gets exposed on the backside, and I think he was totally fine with it. Pulled the towel back up and moved along with his life. But if you know anything about the internet, people love Keanu Reeves. I mean, he is like the internet's boyfriend. You put up one story of him and the internet goes wild. So, of course, these photos took off, went viral very quickly.
Yeah, holy Point Break right there. That is fantastic. A reference only you and I get there, Dax. That's right. Dax, have a good week, my friend. Thank you so much. You can search for Dax Holt on social media. Next on the dish, Ewan McGregor was on Conan last night. This is such a good story. And the two talked about a prank one of his fans pulled. Look at this.
Word got around about this great prank. A kid, and I'm wondering if you've heard about this, I'm sure you have, this kid gave his mother a picture of you, and he played this prank because he knows his mom is very religious, and his mom assumed it was a picture of Jesus and hung it on her wall, and we actually have the picture that he gave to her. And you.
And your sister,
I like that there's
real
a
Jesus.
Yeah, like there's Jesus there for reference, just in case you don't know what.
Exactly, Andy. Because for maybe 3 people, that's actually Ewan as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ewan actually played. Listen to this. Ewan actually played Jesus in the last days in the desert. So there's a little bit. And the minute I heard this, my brother-in-law Leo, and I want to make sure I get the story right. My brother-in-law Leo was dating someone, or maybe it was his now wife. But anyway, he went over to the girl's family's house, and he's walking up the stairs. The split-level house, and he's walking up the stairs, and he looks, and there's a picture of the last.
The Last Supper. Doing good.
There's a picture of the Last Supper. So a religious family, and he's looking. He's like, oh my goodness, and he thought, oh, it's a picture of Jesus. And it wasn't a picture of Jesus. It was a picture of Kenny Loggins. Wait. Because right now, if you guys pull out your phones and Google Kenny Loggins Jesus, you will see why this is way funnier than the audience is reacting to right now, because there's a picture of Kenny Loggins where he does actually look like Jesus. Still ahead, everybody. Best-selling author Alisha Perkins will join us to talk about her new. Thank you, audience. Someone, yeah. But next, are you still single? Professional matchmaker April Davis will join us to talk about how to find love in 2020. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. Oh, how are those New Year's resolutions going? If your resolution is to find that special someone, we are here for you. Here with 5 tips for finding love in 2020 is our good friend, professional matchmaker. Give it up for April Davis, everybody. Hi, April. Welcome back. Okay. I love it because sometimes people give you tips. You're like, yeah. These are so practical and so good. Let's start with number 1. Resolve to 3 needs, 3 wants, 3 deal breakers. Why and what do you mean by that?
Well, some people don't have any standards, and they'll date whoever. And then you have other people that have these long lists of everything that they possibly could want in a partner, and they won't settle for anything less than that. So I try to get people to come up with 3 needs. So needs are something like, he has to be or she has to be Christian, they have to be loyal and humble. And then wants are things like, 6 feet tall or something like that. And then, of course, or the nice to haves, are a little bit lesser than that. And then your deal breakers, I would say focus on things that you've learned from past relationships that haven't worked for you. And so apply those to your deal breakers.
Do you find in your experience that people, because, sometimes, I don't want to date someone that's shorter than I am, and I don't want to date this. Do you find that creating that type of list is limiting and sometimes can block out someone that actually could end up to be a really good match with you?
Well,
unnecessarily.
I found though that people, when they start putting those kinds of things in there, they realize that they have other things that are way more important than height. Those end up getting on your kind of nice to haves list. Yeah. And because they're a little more superficial.
Nice to have.
Well, sure, it would be great, but it's more important to have somebody that maybe wants to have children if you want to have children, or somebody that is the same religion as you. So there's way more other things that should be prioritized.
So if you're sitting down right now and you're starting to make a list, that's the first mistake. Don't make a list of 5, 7. Keep it to 3.
3.
Keep it to
each
3.
Category. Right.
Okay. Resolve to be more well-rounded.
Yeah. So a lot of people tell me that their hobbies are eating out. I'm sorry, but eating is not a hobby. That's a necessity. Okay. So you should. It's important to have. It's not a hobby. Okay. Yeah. I enjoy taking showers too, but that's still not a hobby. So
the audience liked that one, April. That's right. Yes. Yeah.
The thing is, it's important to have things to talk about when you actually go out on the date, not just what TV shows you're watching, but what do you like to do and what do you know about? So you can study different things, you can learn about different things, or just take up new hobbies.
Because don't you think when you said that, one of the go-to things is, so what shows are you watching right now? That is a real go-to.
Sure, it's something to talk about, but you should have more than just what you're watching on TV.
Number 3, resolve to make your move.
Yeah. So
what do you mean?
Nowadays, men are scared to make the first move on women with the whole Me Too movement and everything. And quite frankly, there's a lot of women out there that aren't afraid. So ladies, if you like a guy, you have to be willing to make that first move and go after what you want. Otherwise, somebody else will.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah. There we go. Number 4, resolve to say yes to people and plans. Basically, the whole come from a place of yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And go out there and do different things. Be open-minded. And if there isn't something that really, that you're liking, that if you're not getting invited to things that you really want to do, then go and find those things. I love meetup.com because there's so many different groups on there. And also Facebook has a lot of great groups that you can go and explore and find different people like yourself that enjoy the same hobbies.
What is Meetup? Because someone just went, I can imagine watching it. What is meetup.com?
It's meetup.com, and then there's groups for just about any kind of activity. If you like to crochet, there's probably a crocheting group or a book group. Yeah. Or just about mountain climbing, there's cooking groups.
It's a resource to put you with like-minded folks.
Exactly, that get together and they meet up.
Resolve, number 5, resolve to bond first.
Okay,
what do you mean?
There's 2 types of ways that you can fall in love. You can, of course, everybody's had that immediate chemistry when they meet someone and it feels great and it's like a lightning bolt, but then it fizzles out. What I want to get people to try a different approach, and that's bonding first, because you can start to fall in love as you get to know someone. It's the law of attraction, it's the law of proximity. Just by being around somebody and getting to know them, they start to grow on you. And that's why a lot of relationships, I think that this is why a lot of relationships will start at work or just, they start off as friends and then they end up in a long-term relationship.
Because of proximity.
Yeah, they're bonding, right?
The bonding, yeah. Okay, mistakes people make trying to find love. What are the things, other than making a list and some things, what are some of the big ones that you see time and time again when people give you a call?
Well, it's just the way that our society has become is that we are kind of an instant gratification type society where we're used to getting whatever we want. We can
turn on Netflix and watch any show we want. Yeah.
Amazon, order it up. You get a car. You can get just a person, and so it's disposable dating.
A portrait of Kenny Loggins as Jesus. I mean, whatever.
There's that. So we call it disposable dating because people are just, next, and they're not really taking the time to get to know that person and develop the bonding type of relationship that could potentially come out of it.
So take the time. Bond. April Davis, everybody. For more information, head to lumasearch.com. Again, that's lumasearch.com. And if you missed any of this, don't worry. We'll post a little bit later on our YouTube channel. Just search for Jason Show TV. And don't forget about our replay, too. 3 p.m. on our sister station, Fox 9+. Still ahead, we're heading into the audience to talk about 2 of the big stories of the day when we come back. Back after this, everybody. Thank you. Happy New Year. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Well, this is one of those days where there's a couple stories popping that I wanted to come into the audience to get their opinion. One of those is the Prince Harry, Meghan Markle story, deciding to step back as members of the royal family, splitting their time between the UK and North America. And we also want to talk about being single in 2020. So let's start with, where's Taylor right here? Where's Taylor? Taylor, come over here and stand up. Come over here. Now, usually I would never ask a lady this, but are you single?
I totally am.
Okay, now good, because I want to have it, because I haven't been single for a while. Be honest, be really honest. What is the worst thing about being single in 2020? Because I was single in another millennium. No, yeah.
Sex.
Really? Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. The meaning what? Remember, it's a family show.
Right.
But yeah. The pressure?
Yes.
Yes. The pressure of it. I get it. Don't worry. There's just a couple thousand people watching. It's all right. You're good. Okay.
Yes.
But let's be productive.
Yes.
Guys are watching.
Right.
What's the biggest? I'm going to ask you what I asked April. What is the biggest mistake or what's the thing that guys do constantly? Or people do that drive you nuts?
Being clingy.
Too clingy?
Texting maybe 3 times a week is enough for me. Any more than that, it's go away.
Okay, so if someone's watching, so let's say we go on a date.
Right.
Okay, we go home. When should I text you if I want to date you again?
Well, you should text me.
That won't annoy you.
Text me that night, be like, hey, cool, have fun. Let's see each other again. And then wait 2 days.
Wait 2 days?
Yes.
Okay, I think I turned the mic off. Okay, 2 days. Guys, 2 days. Do not text her again. No. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Kim, come here, sweetheart. Now, Kim's going to talk the Royals. Is the mic on? I turned it on, people. Hello, is it on? No, it's dead, I think. Anyway, Kimmy, they can hear you right here. Yes. About the Royals.
Yes.
What are you on Team Meghan and Harry, or are you on Team Royal Family?
I'm on Team Meghan and Harry.
Okay, why though?
Well, as a person who's married to a foreigner.
Yeah.
People don't always accept Americans. I moved over to Australia.
Yeah.
I thought, they're all going to be so welcoming. They watch our shows and everything. They're like, who's this?
So you agree with the fact that, because I was talking about the press coverage in the UK on Meghan, and it is 80-90% negative. Mm-hmm. So you sympathize with the fact that people go, she should just get over it. That's easier said than done.
Right.
Okay.
You think, they're going to welcome you with open arms.
And it's not always the case.
No, and I also think very protective of their kids.
Yeah. Again, Harry is approaching the age that Diana was.
Yes.
Thank you, sweetheart. Okay, one more. Where is let's switch. There we go. Thank you. Where's Stacy at? Stacy, come on over here. Let's hear it for Stacy. You're here with your son, I hear?
I am.
Where's your son at?
My son is home from college.
Hi, son over there. Hello. Is he single?
Yes, he is.
Leo, get a shot. Let's get a shot.
I told him to stay single for a while.
Yeah, I know. And then, audience, we're going to put his phone number up at the bottom of the screen. Just go ahead and call him. No. The Royals. Okay, now what team are you on?
I'm kind of in between.
I get it.
But I am on Harry and Meghan's more so because, number one, I don't really care about the royals, to be honest.
I'm with you. Me too. This is the first time I've ever cared about them.
We live over here. They can do whatever they want. But I will say, I think Meghan mixed up the pot a little bit, not even meaning to, and I think the royals can be a little stuffy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
so I think they need to let it go.
Harry
Harry's always kind of been a wild card.
This shouldn't surprise
anyone.
anyone.
I think they should just do what makes them happy.
Absolutely.
That's my opinion.
Thank you very much. Give it up for everybody. I'm sure you're going to let us know how you feel. I've already gotten some tweets in the break. Let us know how you feel. Just find us on social media, Jason Show TV, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And while you're on our Facebook page, don't forget, you can get tickets to our show real easy. There's a ticket tab right below the cover page. Hit that. Let us know when you want to come. You're in by 9:15. You're out by 11:15. And if you're a company, we welcome groups. We've done a lot of company outings. We have a really good time. Still ahead today, I'm chatting with one of my good friends, Alisha Perkins, about a new project that she's a part of, and she may be looking for you. Find out why when we return. Back in a moment, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. One of our next guests is a friend of our show and an accomplished author herself. Now, with the help of two other fabulous women, they're starting, I love this, a new publishing company, and they're on the hunt for some local authors. Could be you. Give it up from a friend, Alisha Perkins, Allison Mann, and Anna Bean, everybody, from Hadley House Publishing. It says Hadley Huff Publishing in there.
Does.
I wanted to make sure. I was like,
no,
is Julianne Huff here?
No,
yeah, anyway.
No. Surprise!
Yes. Welcome.
Thank you.
Where you're already busy, all three of you are busy in your own right. Where and why did this idea come up to do of all things, a publishing company?
So Allison and I are both authors, and we kind of just felt like there was a discrepancy between traditional publishing and self-publishing. And there was a place for somebody to fill that gap. And so we kind of just got together and came up with the idea to kind of do a 50-50 partnership with authors instead of...
Because do you find, let me ask you, do you find that there are a lot of authors out there, but they don't know how to there's a lot of red tape and there's a lot of things unnecessarily they have to go through to even get the attention of a publishing house. Was that also part of the motivation?
Yes, that is absolutely true. We say it's never been easier to publish a book, but at the same time, it's very difficult once you do.
Yeah.
And what do you do now that you're holding this book, which is great? And we want to help people take it to the market and be with them while they do that.
And Anna, what's the best thing about this project for you? What attracted you to work with these two fabulous women?
So I'm not from the publishing industry, so it was kind of a new thing for me, but I'm in marketing and strategy, and for me, it's a unique proposition that doesn't exist in the market today. And so I saw an opportunity to jump in and really understand it, and it's been great working with these two women.
Alisha, what kind of stories are you looking for? Because someone's probably watching right now going, well, I have an interesting story. I raise horses. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but people are sitting there probably going, what makes a good story or a good author? What are you looking for?
Oh my goodness, that's a loaded question. I think, for us, there's genres we're definitely more interested in. We're interested in nonfiction and fiction both. But, we really love memoirs and true crime and women's fiction. What else?
Does it help to be Minnesota focused?
No,
not necessarily.
No,
okay.
I mean, of course, we love a good Minnesota story. We're all from Minnesota, but
Absolutely.
I don't know that matters.
Okay. Alisha calls us trans genre.
Oh, I like that. Okay, I like that. I had to think about that, just like the sex comment. That's right. Yeah, that's good.
It's been an
This
interesting
guy said
day.
that will go in the best of reel for the show for the rest of our. That was fantastic. And congratulations, your first author, another good friend of our show, Kat Perkins.
Yes.
So from The Voice, everybody, she's here local. How did you? I know you can't probably reveal what she's going to be talking about, or can you? What's her book going to focus on, or hopefully focus on?
So she actually she's doing something so cool. She just flew out to California, and she's living in a RV in an artist park out there, which of course they have in California, right?
Of course they
do.
And
she's just started writing down her story, and we said just at first, get it all out, because she's got so many different interesting facets to her life, and then we'll tweak it down from there. But obviously her story, getting onto The Voice, is an incredible one, and she's just had kind of an amazing journey. So,
Well, and keeping the momentum going, I always compliment her. I said, there's so many of these competition shows, but how do you leverage that into sustained publicity and a sustained career? Most of these people vanish after the season's over. Kat has managed to keep it going. I mean, she really has. To her credit.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, so we're excited about her book coming out, hopefully by the end of this year, and looking for other authors. We're trying to get Jason to write a book, audience.
I know. Full disclosure, Alisha and I are like, as I always say, we ain't TV friends, we're real friends. And Alisha, she knows me. I'm forgetful. And she keeps texting. She's like, give me a date. Let's meet. And she texted me while I was at Disney World. And I was like, girl, I'm on a ride right now. I'm on Space Mountain. I'll get back anyway. Okay, so I have been motivated because I'm not a good writer. I'm in awe of writers. It's just like how I feel about singers. It's a part of my brain. I don't think I would make a good writer, but this interests me because it's a challenge. You said you're not from the publishing world. Now that you're part of this, have you been inspired to maybe think about writing?
I come up with the ideas and then I hand them off to them.
Oh, nice!
That's
perfect.
Yeah, she actually just came up. Allison and I just started co-writing a book that was Anna's idea.
So if someone's watching, to put a nice bow on this, someone's watching, let's just call them Betty from Anoka, they have an idea, what do they do? What's the first step for them?
They can go to hadleyhouse.com, and on there's all of our submissions information, and they can go ahead and send us their manuscript.
Give it up for Alisha, Allison, and Anna, everybody. As Alisha just said, for more information, right there, head to hadleyhouse.com. And if you don't have time to write it down, as I always say, we'll post this a little bit later on our YouTube, Facebook, and our replay at 3 p.m. We're going to take a break. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this. Stay with us, everybody.
Awesome.
Okay, let's get a date. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It is funny. It is funny. I'm laughing at today because we didn't get as jokingly heated on this show as we did on the radio show. But it is fascinating. The topic of the Royals, just like my friend in the audience, we rarely cover them here on this show because I don't really have a strong opinion. I mean, I'm just like, okay, I love The Crown, but that's about my extent of.
Right.
But I was shocked at my own passion. I think it's because, you know what, I don't like to see and she's an American. I don't like to see anybody, I don't like to see anybody treated that way. You know what I mean? And they're very vicious to her. And I'm old enough to remember, I know exactly where I was when Princess Diana died. And it had a profound impact on me. I mean, I followed her, and that was a horrible day. And I can understand being a guy close to his mother. I would not want my wife to go through the same thing my mother went through. So, that's a bottom line for me. We're going to take a break. We're going to wrap things up in just a little bit. Stay with us, everybody. It's not easy. It takes more time to do it. Yeah, I'd rather pay the $3. Welcome back, everybody. Just a few more. Kendall and I were just talking. We're really excited. 2020, brand new year. We have some new things coming up for y'all, kind of changing the show around a little bit. And one of the ideas I've been wanting to do for a while, and I'm excited we're going to try it, is something we're going to call Fancy Food Field Trip. Basically, it's your chance to go, I'm going to take you to lunch at one of the places that I always talk about. So maybe you're sitting there right now. Maybe you don't get to go out to eat a lot, and you hear me talk about all these places. I want to come pick you up and take you to some of my favorite restaurants. You'll get to have a meal with me. You'll get to meet the chef. You'll get to learn about new cuisine, new foods, and we're going to call it Fancy Food Field Trip. So go to our Facebook page right now in the post section and tell us why you would make a good candidate for our very first Fancy Food Field Trip. And now I will tell you got to be willing to try new things, because part of this part of the theme of this is to step out of your comfort zone. So, for instance, if we go to, unless you have allergies, but you need to be willing to try new things, and it's going to be great. You're going to meet great chefs, eat the best food around, and it'll be a fun afternoon. So, yeah.
I would do it. Jason picks really good restaurants. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. You always, on your girls' nights, you're always like, oh, I went to blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
well, that's
what?
where the idea came. I felt bad for always talking about stuff, so now I want to take you to lunch with me. So let me know why you would be a good candidate for Fancy Food Field Trip. Go to our Facebook page right now. Tomorrow, 5 ways to freshen up your style for the new year, plus producer Ted reviews a new reality show on Netflix called The Circle. That's going to do it for us right now, though. If you are a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Fancy Food Field Trip.
I feel like driving Miss Daisy.
I know. I'll pick them up in my car.